Darts. Welcome back. Getting robbed in Zero Hit League. Skull Shrug, man. Skull Shrug. Okay, so what we're actually doing here, we're playing Nightfall. So what is Nightfall exactly? Dark Souls Nightfall is a complete fan-made sequel to the original Dark Souls in the form of a mod. This demo of Nightfall, which currently has no release date for the full version, but sometime after Elden Ring, will be a huge collaborative multi-year project being worked on by more than a dozen experienced modders of FromSoft games and talented artists. So this demo basically represents a work in progress, is what it says here. There's going to be a lot of feedback that you guys can give to make tweaks for the final release. There is a few known errors that happen right here in the beginning, I think. There's an NPC that you should not kill or the game can crash, and then there's one area called Wellsprings where you don't want to use the leave button. You want to use the B button instead to exit, so we'll have to remember that. And hopefully this works, because I had modded the game yesterday for the tournament match that we were doing, or the day before. Looks like we have a different character class here. That looks pretty cool, actually. Damn, man. What is going on there? Nightfall. I wonder if they changed the music, too. I would imagine they probably did.
So the world might be mended.
Squeal, 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 and squeal, 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 squeal.
Quagmire, thank you for the 10 months, man. Welcome back. How's it going, dude? Looks like a Temple Knight. It kind of does look like a Temple Knight, yeah. 0 damage run incoming of the demo. Should I try to do that? That'd be pretty cool, actually. If it was like easy enough, maybe. I don't know. Because I really want to. I want to get the master run before Elden Ring still, but there's only like 20 days left, right? Or we'll say between the days I might take off, and maybe we'll do some other things too. There might be even less than 20 days, so I kind of want to get back to that as soon as possible, which would be tomorrow. Should you go to the gym or watch the stream? It's a bit late. You have to make the choice. Do both. Listen to the stream and go to the gym if you don't have the data to do it. Both of these will be on YouTube, so you can literally watch everything we're doing for all of today, except for this first little bit of me explaining the stuff or waiting for those resubs to finish. So this will all be on YouTube from this point onwards. So I would go to the gym and then just watch it after or something like that. Is this the demo or full release? This is the demo of Nightfall. So we got Runic Knight, Exile Knight, who has been bamboozled in the land of Skyrim. Someone robbed his blacksmith shop by putting a bucket on his head, apparently. And now he's trying to get revenge with a katana and some questionable attire over here. Some of the stats are pretty crazy on these too. 20 endurance right off the bat for Exile. And then we got 22 endurance for the Runic Knight. So I'm assuming endurance is going to be used a lot more in this, just for movement, with maybe like dodging and different mechanics. So something you can already notice. Vagabond has is that the cat? Like the giant forest cat thing, or what is that? It's like a giant cat helmet, a whip, and then a spiked bat. Looks pretty cool. Kind of reminds me of the bat that Oni has in DBD. That's awesome, man. And yeah, he's also got 21 endurance. This guy's got 24 intelligence, interloper. Definitely Bloodborne looking. Kind of reminds me of the NPC in Bergenworth, but like kind of with like a black outfit. And then he's got some sort of it kind of looks like a torch, like a goblet with a handle or something. I don't even know what that is. Probably a catalyst, but yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. And then the weapon in his other hand looks like a rapier, but it could also be a catalyst. I have no idea. Controller. Oh, you guys are asking what's better for Elden Ring, keyboard or mouse? I would keyboard and mouse or controller. I would say controller for Elden Ring. Having played it, definitely controller. Protector's pretty fancy. It's a very, very interesting sword there. It kind of looks translucent a little bit. So I wonder, I guess this stuff has been made from scratch. I don't know if they actually borrowed assets from anything for this. Maybe a little bit, but that actually looks brand new. So, it's pretty cool. 20 faith on that character. Royal Knight with the 20 strength. Looking like he's straight out of Demon Souls. So far, I think I'm leaning towards this character. because I like strength characters quite a bit in DS1. But I don't know how this is gonna play, so we have to make a interesting decision here. Got this naked dude, destitute. He's got like a little poking stick. He's ready to make sure the fire is burning around the campsite with his little poker, his fire poker.
Strength be granted so the world might be mended.
They all look the same.
The world might be mended.
Unforgiven, melancholic. Those all
How's it
the
going,
same.
mate?
So I'm assuming that these aren't finished characters then. So everything up till Royal Knight is finished, and then this is the same.
Might be mended. So the world might be mended.
Semicolon 3.
You know what? I'm gonna let you guys pick. So I'm gonna go back through them again. Whoever types the same, like whoever, okay, within like the next 60 seconds, whatever name I see the most in chat, I'll pick that character. So we got Royal Knight, we got Protector, Interloper, Vagabond, Exile, and Runic Knight. Royal Knight definitely got a lot of... Oh yeah, Royal Knight's definitely winning. Okay, I'm going to pick Royal Knight. Not even needed. We don't even need to wait 60 seconds. There's a lot of Royal Knights in chat. Titan, thank you for the 47 months, by the way. It's going pretty good, man. We're trying out a new mod for DS1 that's it's a demo, actually. But this will be the biggest mod that's ever been made for DS1, as far as I know. And it's worked on by over a dozen people. They're all experts at making mods for the games. They've made tons of things before. And it apparently is a sequel to the game. It's not even just like a I don't know, like slightly different playthrough, but legitimately claimed as a sequel. So that's pretty crazy. Nermis, thank you for the 2 months as well. Every single thing is pendant on here. I'm assuming that's how it is normally. Like I'm pretty sure the game didn't glitch or that I didn't install it wrong. So because it's a demo, it might just have the pendant as the only option. So we'll use the pendant. Probably doesn't matter what the character looks like too much. Just do ponytail with purple. Let's do that. Why not? Yeah, I'll go with the pendant. I think I'll take the pendant. I wonder if my normal game sound being turned down from the previous run is affecting this cutscene. Just because, I'm going to turn the music back up a little bit. See if we can do that. Oh, never mind. It's over. Yeah, it might have not had any sound. Let's see. Ooh. Firelink altar. Okay, we're already right here. Let's turn up the music. 12 cinders remain is the message we just got. That's interesting. So you can see the dash animation's been changed to a quick step. Mine looks a little slower. I'm assuming that's because the equip load on the character. I'm gonna actually take the armor off and see if it changes. Yeah, it definitely looks a little bit quicker now. Maybe just the distance is a little bit shorter. Umbrous Effigy, what does that do? Fill with restorative light at Wellspring. So Wellspring seems to be a place that's like some sort of hub. Maybe it replaces Firelink. Or whatever. It's mentioned in the notes for the mod as well. Lord Vessel root twisted into the shape of some forgotten being. It appears to store the warmth of undead bonfires. Countless light devouring phantoms slumber in the abyss, awaiting demise of the first flame. Already some begin to stir. Demon ruins, okay. How much damage does the lava do? Oh, it's bad. It's bad. Never mind. It's pretty bad. Are these effigies is it count as a key item? I don't know if this is kind of like Estus where it replenishes. It seems like it would. Then we had those dudes that were running across the landscape over here. Where did they go? Sprite prevents umbrous recovery. Absorb or remove sprite? What is that? Oh, okay. Okay, so we can change our movement a little bit with this this sprite feature, which I guess kind of gives you like it's a boost to your speed. I don't know if it changes the attacks. Oh yeah, it definitely does. Let me undo it. Take that back, and then we'll see. So we'll go through the attacks. So, you know, we got regular light attacks on this weapon. We got an overhead attack. And then let's see the jump attack. It's pretty quick for the jump attack. And then if we use this this sprite feature here, when we hold the Y button, things definitely seem to... Oh, wait. Let me do it again. Things seem to be a bit quicker. Yeah, definitely. And then at the cost of not being able to heal the character. That's what you get. Ash, what's up? Yeah, we're checking out Nightfall demo. How do you get this mod? Exclamation point mod in chat, and then click the link right there, and it'll take you right to it.
Might be mended. So the world might be mended.
Try the other bumper and trigger.
Just want to say thanks for
So that's just blocking, but I guess
while I work from home. Looking forward to some more DBD.
replaces two-hand, I guess.
Question for you. How did you come up with the name Squillakilla?
Tendacris, what's up, dude? Thank you for the 8 months. Honestly, I just came up with it when I was making my first PlayStation account, so just thinking of something that rhymed and didn't have any numbers required, wasn't taken already. Wasn't a crazy thought process or anything, and if I knew that I was going to be making content on a channel in general, I would have made a different name, but I just tested it out on my guest account or my viewer account, I guess, and then it just worked well enough and I didn't change it. But yeah, I probably would have made a different one if I was more intentional, if I planned to do all this stuff. So, okay, if you try to two-hand the weapon, it basically is replaced by this sprite feature. So I can't actually use the other triggers that you're talking about unless I go into this mode where I'm two-handing. But yeah, I guess you get like a block, and then you get like a uppercut, and then you get a thrust attack. So those are only accessible through basically relinquishing the ability to heal. You can't just regularly two-hand the weapon. It kind of makes you go into that mode where you're really quick and everything, so that's pretty cool. This leave button right here causes a lot of problems apparently when you're in this wellspring area, so I'm actually going to not use it. It says on the mod page, do not click leave when you're in this area, so we'll leave it for now. So these are kind of like the new bonfires, I guess. Kangarooks, I'm doing pretty good. How are you, man? Is there a command for the mod? Yeah, it should be under the command mod in chat. So where do we go from here? I guess we go from where the other enemies came out of, right? Or this way? Ooh. So it's going to be kind of like managing, I guess, your movement speed over trying to heal, right? So like what situation would be better to, you know, just have way more flexibility with movement, and then what situation would be safer to keep yourself less mobile but then be able to heal right away, because I'm sure you're going to be in situations where you can't just switch it that quickly. You got to kind of decide, right? These guys are pretty weak. You're doing pretty good, Kangaroo. Nice, man. Missed a glowy thing in the roots, did I? Okay, let's go back and see. Was it where the item usually is over here? Oh, way over there. Yeah, okay. So I might be able to break those. Beware, pretty good, man. How are you doing? Might be actually trapped on the other side, but I think you can go around, though. Yeah, there we go. Red Blossom. Okay, what does that do? Heals over time, heals more when badly hurt. Interesting. So I think in the base game doesn't have any passive heal items at all, where you continuously gain health over time. DS2 does that with life gems, but this one apparently it increases the strength of it when you are lower health, which could be a huge bonus. Like maybe those will be super important in this. How's the weather where I am? It's just basic winter weather at this point. How about you? Oh shit. Got the backstab. So backstabs are still in the game, that's good. What game is this, Dark Souls? It's a Dark Souls remastered mod. It's called Nightfall. This is the demo of the mod because it's not fully released yet, but it's coming out sometime this year, hopefully in the early parts of the year. But yeah, we're playing the demo for it. Ooh, that's a really good implementation for a boss fight to kind of have the gate block you. That's cool. I like that. Okay, so we got some Taurus Demon moveset here. Oh, he's doing so much damage when he steps on me. That's crazy. Oh no. Oh, he's running. Whew. That was crazy. Yeah, the kneecaps are doing damage. What? Oh, okay. Okay, oh shit. Get out of there. Oh, what the hell was that, dude? Oh man, okay. Blistering Demon. Thanks, man. What the hell is that? Doing good, Beware. I'm glad to hear that, man. Claude, I'm doing pretty good. How are you? Dank Williams Jr., thank you very much for the brand new sub. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy your motes. Welcome. Welcome to the Blistering Demon pain train of doom. That one chain attack looked like Manus. It kind of did, yeah. I couldn't see, though. It was just so much stuff going on right there. And then he spit lava, but he did it very fast. And kind of in the air, too. It wasn't on the ground, like Quelaag would. It was like airborne. It looked kind of like it was floaty, too. Like it was just kind of a blob in the air. Yeah, I failed the 0 damage first try, unfortunately. It's over. We were hoping for it, but we didn't get it. You start in the Demon Ruins? Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. It's kind of like the... Oh. It seems as if... Well, you start at the Firelink altar, and then you open the door, which would have gone to the kiln, but it goes to the Demon Ruins instead. If we're referencing the areas as if they were the old areas, right? But you could use that buff forms dash across the lava without damage. I wonder, actually. It'd be interesting to see if you could like chain it together, because you only have so much stamina, right? And it does take quite a bit. Like if I use the dash like this, I can only do 3, and there is a delay in between. It looks really cool though. It looks actually even cooler than it did when I saw the trailer for the game. So they might have changed it, I'm not sure. Maybe I didn't get a good look at it, but yeah, it looks cooler than I remember it was when they advertised it. I wonder if they made omnidirectional a thing. It kind of seems like oh, maybe, but did they do that though already in the remaster? I don't think they did they? While locking, I think it's still the same. Oh, this is gonna be bad. Get away, get away. Uh-oh. Yeah, it's kind of like an old Demon King attack. It's very similar. A little bit quicker though. No way, it still killed me. That's insane, dude. So you almost... Okay, I think the difficulty of this mod right off the bat is just going to be balancing not healing at all. Like, just not being able to heal. Because as soon as you go back into the mode where you're slower, it's so punishing if the enemy's fast. So you're probably going to be in situations where you just cannot heal at all for a long time. Even though normally you'd have the opportunities. But because it takes so long to do this, you have to commit to going out of this mode. And then you're running slower and everything, so... I'm actually debating taking off a piece of armor like the shield just to be a bit quicker. Because let me see if I put this back on. Yeah, I'm running slower. It's basically almost like fat rolls, so I got to take this shield off. I'm curious of how good blocking is though, as well. I do want to see. Wait, I wonder if we could keep it on and then take the gloves off, maybe? No, it's still pretty slow. Helmet. Okay, the helmet and the gloves work. That's good. Try that. Because yeah, it'd probably be smart to see how good blocking is. Yeah, blocking doesn't work. Okay. No point. Let's not block. Let's not do that. It's cool because like the dodge attack actually has like a separate part to it where you zoom into them and then you can attack at the same time, kind of like when you do like a rolling R1. It has that distance on it, that extra distance. Running attack is kind of like that too. Healing here's not gonna work. What am I doing? Okay. Got lucky. Oh, that's not good. No, get away, get away. Oh my god. This thing is so scary. Uh-oh. Ah, it's trapped. Glock, what's up, man? How are you doing? You only have to hit it 10 times. Yeah, well, hopefully we can actually hit it the 10 times. This mod has rally? Oh, it does, really? Okay. Let's try to test that and see if it works right now. Should explore the whole area. This whole area? Okay. Can try that. So we already know we came through that door. It's closed. There's nothing on the other side. We already went there. And then we do know that these guys came from this side of the arena. So I was thinking maybe there's like another door over here. Oh, yeah, there we go. Ooh, okay, so there's a pretty big area over here. This is where you'd normally go to Beta Chaos. Dragon Scale Powder. What's that? These things keep running over here. Are they running away from me, though? Why are you running away? Chaos Firebomb. Oh, wow. Interesting. Infuse Firebomb throughout enemies, and then Dragon Scale Powder reduces damage taken. So it's kind of like Steel Protection Ring, sort of, but just like a consumable, I guess. Does the armor have passive stats? I can check and see. That's a good point. I don't think so. No, it doesn't say in the description there's any other bonuses for it, so. 11 cinders remain.
Gods, look at you. Hollow as they come, huh? But I suppose we can't choose our company this far from home. Do you have business in Izalith? Then you must feel it too. This animus. I can taste it in the air. Well, if the dome holds answers, we'll not find them from here. No offense, friend, but I sense you're out of your league down here. Even the spiders are scampering. Perhaps you should follow their lead. Keep your distance, devil. I'll not hesitate to put you down.
Fine. I'll listen. I'll listen. I don't know if we should actually go through here, though. I kind of want to kill the boss first, to be honest. So I think we'll come back. Because we could 100% kill that boss. I just need to focus a little bit more. I got to get used to all the mechanics. And the speed of everything. Have I been reading the item descriptions? Indeed. Alright, so let's see if there's anything over here. We could test the theory of will this sprite mode thing make you invulnerable to the lava if you just chain the dodges. It does, a little bit. but not enough to make it there. So, and there's nothing there anyways. Are those little ceaseless dischargers? They kind of do look like little ceaseless dudes. They have the same kind of arms on them. I wonder why they're running away though. Very curious. Armor just seems to be poise and resistance. Okay. Yeah, because I was gonna say when they or sorry, when you look at the description, usually it would say if there's like a passive effect on it or anything. It seems like it's kind of normal, but like I wonder if armor itself is less effective than it normally would be. So I know in the original game, like you can put on some crazy armor and it probably will help a lot. Like it'll reduce a crazy amount of damage. Versus something like Bloodborne, where armor doesn't really matter too much. Even if you have the best set, the difference in it versus the worst is not too much. Compared to, you know, using Havels in this game versus like a loincloth or something. Obviously, there's a big difference, right? Can you dash in R1? You can, yeah. It does this. You can actually dash in R2 as well. So that is pretty cool. That's not possible in the normal game. Yeah, that does look like a Manus combo, but it actually has different attacks, though. It's the regular attacks of his weapon. He does them very fast, though. So it's pretty cool. Ooh. Oh, man. That lava, dude. The area control over here. He's just straight zoning me. Ah, damn, that was almost perfect. And though it's the crazy part too, I could die here still. But I won't, because we got it. Blistering Demon. Capture remnant in a prismatic bottle. Bottled soul of the blistering demon. What does that say in the description here? The skies of Lordran darken, but in the unseen depths of Izalith, the fire chaos burns even brighter. The fires of chaos. Carry the sealed soul across time to keep it from resurrecting, or offer it at a wellspring to travel to the place of its demise. So the wellspring can be, I guess, these things right here, these actual checkpoints, not the area that we were in before. So I kind of confused that earlier. It's like, this is actually a wellspring right here. Just to clarify, because someone's gonna be like, you didn't pay attention. Grislad, thank you for the 23 months. Welcome back. So if I pour out soul remains of blistering demon, I'm assuming I can re-challenge it again. That's what it's trying to imply. And then holding it in here keeps it from resurrecting, so you can resurrect it if you want to, if you're feeling dangerous. Okay, wait, we should level up a little bit too here. Let's do that. I'm gonna put in a bit more health, just because I'm kind of scared. Go up the stairs next to the boss room. Up the stairs next to the boss room would be outside of here, right? You mean down the stairs? These ones? Or up these stairs? Check if the eyes of the shortcuts open before the boss room. Is the music completely new for the mod? Pretty much everything is new in this, other than obviously there's some environments that they reuse for certain things, certain assets from the regular game, but apparently this is supposed to be a sequel. So not even just like a touch-up to the regular game, but a full-on different game with the story and like all these different elements to it. Oh yeah, the shortcut where Fire Sage would be, right? Like the elevator platform thing. Those character models don't look too familiar. I think they actually, I don't know if that's like a modified holo or they actually made those assets.
So the world might
Or like
be
just took
mended.
other things, shrunk them down, and then kind of like molded
Any
different,
Elden Ring hypers in
different
chat?
enemies.
Squill happy, squill happy, squill happy.
This is really cool so far, man. This is definitely better than I thought it was going to be. That boss is insane. That was like very challenging for the first thing in the demo. I wonder if the base game will start with that. Hidden Presence, what's this? Sorcery Vessel masks presence against unaware enemies. So basically, you can use Hidden Body as a consumable item. I'm not sure if there's multiple uses of it or if it's just one time. I'm just gonna try it when we have a chance to use it, and I guess we'll see. So let's see if this shortcut works. It doesn't, so we have to activate it from the top still. Claw Hollow from DS1, unused content. Oh, okay. So they use some cut content for this. That's cool. Race, thank you so much for the 5 months. Welcome back, man. Any Elden Ring hypers in chat? Oh, I'm super hyped for Elden Ring, man. It's it's looking pretty crazy. I saw some new, I guess from the Taipei demo, the new footage for it. It looks really cool. Whoa, that is a thick centipede, man. What's going on here? Oh, can he see me? I'm gonna get knocked off if I screw this up. Oh, okay, he's pretty easy to kill. So yeah, the hidden body thing disappeared. Soul Mass Vessel. That's pretty interesting. So a lot of the sorcery that you normally actually have to put attunement for and like have castings for, you can use consumable item versions of them. So that's actually a really different thing for the magic. That actually means that magic is just like a way less complicated, but it's also more punishing in terms of how you use it, because you can't just keep replenishing it, right? Unless you pick up more of those things. Maybe there's different ways to use magic too. So yeah, they still have Capra demons in here. They seem faster though. They're definitely much faster with the regular swing. Unless I'm imagining that. The jump attack still looked like it was normal. There's a bell ringing, yeah. I wonder if we have to ring a bell down here still. I know, what's up? How are you doing? Also, Semet, I'm doing pretty good. How are you? Welcome. You're overhyped for Elden Ring? I think I'm like the proper amount of hype since it's coming out very soon. So it's like we're not even gonna have to wait that much longer. It's gonna be like, you know, it'll feel like it was yesterday that it was announced as soon as you get it. All the time that you waited for that felt like forever will be kind of laughable once it's out. But it is coming out very soon. Am I gonna play Dying Light 2? I never was a fan of Dying Light, the first one, so I don't think I will. But I was watching Frost play a little bit of it when I was setting some stuff up, and I thought he was playing the original one. Still, I couldn't tell. What's the location of the large flame ember? Like, what's in place of that? I can check and see. It's actually a good idea. We should check that before we leave this area. Marivanka, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. That's very nice of you. Why do you say that? Wait a second. Sorry, I gotta interrupt that thought for a second. I noticed this earlier. So if I try to dash off this ledge, it brings me back. And it makes a sound too. It's almost like the blocking sound when you're a phantom in PvP. So you can kind of save yourself if you're about to fall off an edge. So I wonder, wait a second. Wait, what if I run off? Okay, you can't run off and then do that, but that's pretty cool though. So it saves you from killing yourself by dodging. That is super cool. I want to see if I can do it somewhere else. Just like right here. That is so cool, man. That's a really good idea. There's nothing I've ever seen that's done that, but there's not even a game I've seen that's done that before. Other than just like by putting an invisible barrier there, which is less creative, right? So it's like, oh no, I'm gonna die, but no, I didn't. You can fake enemies out with it too. Just gotta backstab it at that. That's pretty cool. You can walk off, but like it just keeps you from, you know, if you're spamming a bunch of dodges and you're in combat, not focusing on the ledge over here, like you could be facing away from it. Oh, look, I saved myself. Isn't that cool? Uh-oh. Oh, that was not good. Okay, we're gonna have to go back there. I want to know what's in that chest, man. I don't know. Just chill, and best no-hit runner, obviously, and best Dark Souls streamer. I really appreciate that, man. That's very nice of you. There's definitely tons of people that are really, really awesome for making content on Souls games, and especially in terms of their gameplay, too. There's like a lot of really good players, so I can't say that there even is definitively one person that's the best. Maybe the best at certain things. Overall, though, it's hard to say, so I appreciate if you actually think that that is what you're seeing here, so that's cool, man. Like, at the very least, I'm just trying to make it enjoyable, so you can have something that's maybe funny, maybe exciting sometimes, maybe cringy, whatever the hell it may be. Like I said, could be a bunch of different things, but something to enjoy for different people. I'm gonna use the Soul Mass item and see how that works on this. I only get one, probably because my intelligence is really low on this character. He's only got 7, so Soul Mass I think scales with the level of your intelligence. And you acquire more of the orbs, the more the level is. And we'll try Chaos Firebomb on him as well. We have 8 of those. Ooh, that's crazy. Okay, that's really good. Okay. Man, that is so awesome. It actually gives you the lava. That's amazing. What's my favorite band, Glock? I don't have a favorite band or artist for music in general, man. There's several hundreds, man, per genre. Unless it's something that I don't listen to as much, but if it's like popular genres for me, there could be over 100 choices. It's pretty hard. Until we like really restrict what can be chosen, or, you know, subcategorizations of music. Major genres, you could pick like everything. And you could also jump off the ledge and die. That works too. Several hundreds. Oh, of course, yeah. Well, just think of it. If you listen to a lot of music, I mean, you're gonna know thousands of artists collectively, or you would have heard thousands of artists in your life at least. You know, exclusively listens to Polyphia. So the reason that we play a lot of Polyphia on the channel is because Scott gave me permission to use their music, and their management knows that I use it on my channel, so I don't get copywritten for it. That is something I have permission from them directly to use, and then same for intervals. Like I got Aaron's permission, stuff like that. So I play those two artists a lot because I know I'm allowed to. They've told me. But if it was up to me, like if I could just choose anybody, we used to play like tons of different artists for the music when I was starting the stream. They also just have really good music too, but I would definitely include a lot more if I could. I just don't even know what I can get in trouble for and what I can't unless I talk to the artists themselves. What am I liking right now? I like a lot of different stuff. I'm really into Flatbush Zombies and Beast Coast right now. Their album Escape New York is really good. I've been listening to that a few times lately on repeat. It's a good one. I've liked Flatbush for a while, but like since like Palm Trees, but I think that album with the collaboration of all of them, it's really good. And they have Joey Badass featured too. He's one of my original favorite rappers for the underground rapping from way back, so it's cool to see him collaborate with those guys. Like I'm trying to think of like what else I've listened to that's not something that is like as typical. Well, actually, Darth Nyquil, one of my moderators, he actually introduced me to folk punk music. So I listened to a bit of that. That was really interesting. It's like acoustic punk music, but with like a little bit of the folk, like singing vibes and like chord progressions and stuff. But it's like really fast. It's like up tempo or upbeat. Reach out to Neil Young. Oh man. Any excitement for the new RHCP coming out this year? I didn't know that they were writing a new album. That's awesome, man. Now that you told me, I'm excited. Intervals are playing at a festival you want to go to this summer. It'd be really cool to see Intervals live. Probably be a very good show. So we're gonna actually check out all the way over here and see if there's any items. Oh my god, that's such a huge centipede. They made the centipedes actually scary, man. That's gigantic, dude. That reminds me, if anyone's seen Dune, the worm from Dune, that's like pretty much the same thing. Folk punk. Pogaze. I don't know how to say that. Is that how you say that? Pogus? Pogas? I'm not sure what that is. Is that an artist? Okay, we need to heal. Anyone know what happened with the DVD streams? Am I done with the game? No, I'm still playing it. I was teaching my friend how to play it yesterday. So I still played it off stream a little bit. I'll be streaming it again soon. I went on a trip for about a week, so I wasn't able to do any of the lessons with Otstarva. So he told me that we would do a couple when I got back. So maybe like a couple days in a row, or like a couple in 1 week if we could. So I'm just waiting for him to be ready for that, because he has to prepare a bunch of notes for it and a bunch of material for me to look at. And then I have to do like a little bit of homework on my off time when I'm not streaming, just researching stuff. So, but I actually picked up Wraith, so I played Wraith yesterday for the first time, and I got a 4-kill match first time Wraith. So I'll have to do a rerun of that. I'll have to actually play a match with Wraith on PC and then actually like make a thing for it and see how it goes on PC with a higher MMR maybe. But Wraith is really cool. I think that's my second favorite killer now. But he looks very funny though. It's actually a really funny character. The way he like chases people. Do you know Nothing But Thieves? I haven't heard of that band before. Do I like Rammstein? Rammstein, every time I think of them, I just think of Du Hast, because it's just like very popular. But I can't say the power metal or like the more symphonic metal is something that I get into as much. Like symphonic, maybe like Devin Townsend. Like that's where like the more powerful, like grandiose metal is enjoyable. But he does it in a way that's like actual symphony. And he still has progressive elements in it and stuff like that. But yeah, like Powerwolf, Sabaton, stuff like that, even Opeth. Like I'm not as big of a fan of those bands with the styling. I can respect them, they're amazing, but it's not what I want to hear in the music as much. Industrial metal, I don't know if I've actually heard enough industrial bands to tell you. Yeah, Townsend's insane. I was actually going to go see him live before COVID, and then it got called off, unfortunately. I was going to go see him, Contortionist, and Chan. That would have been insane. That's like, I've said it before, it's like a 3-for-1 special, because you would pay pretty decent to go see one of them, but you can see all three at once, you know. Don't think you'll ever get over the way you pronounce. Oh, is it Rammstein instead, not Steen? That's because I'm so used to saying Ornstein instead of Ornstein, because Ornstein doesn't sound as nice. You listen to the song Dutchland from Rammstein. East Sir Gut. Does that mean it was good? Did I guess right? Oh my god, we got some dragons, dude. We got red dragons. Uh-oh. Oh, he's about to die. Kill the dragon. No, he's flying. Where's the flying dragon? I really like the way they did them with the red. That actually looks way better. I always thought they looked really funny with blue. Since the first time I played the game. This is way better. Yeah, I'm a sucker for spiky red dragons. I used to draw a lot of dragons. And that's the style of dragon I would draw. Just lots of horns and just red. Most fun metal show you've been to? Is very good. It does mean that? Nice, nice. I just guessed for the first time and learned some German. There we go. This is gonna knock me off. This is gonna knock me off. Oh my, I dodged it. I can't see. Impossible. It's impossible. I can't see. I can't see. Oh man. Killed by the bug, yep. Jumping in real quick, saw Devin Townsend at Hellfest just before COVID, and he is an entertainer and incredible artist. Yeah, he actually, I've been told that when he did a tour when he was sick, and his vocal cords were not really in the best condition, and he sang better than any single live performance that this person had ever seen before, in like, you know, subpar condition, and it sounded even better than the record. And then I actually looked up the performance from that show, and I swear, like, it's just, he's just like one of the best singers of all time, like especially for performing too. He's got like one of the most incredible voices, so I would love to see him live. I think it would be an experience. What is this run? This is we're playing Nightfall demo. If you type in !mod in chat, it'll give you an explanation. This is basically a sequel to the original Dark Souls that is made by a team of modders. There's about over a dozen people that have worked on a lot of things you might have played or heard of before with modding from soft games. So they came together and made this mod over the course of, I think it's been over a year they've been working on this for. And the full version of it's coming out sometime after Elden Ring. Strapping Young Lad has some... the song Love has such a great riff. I haven't listened to a lot of his original band, the Strapping, but I've seen... I think I looked up their name and I saw one of their live shows, like one of the songs they performed. And I think it was when he had hair too, so it looked a lot different. It was funny. What if you dash there? Does it prevent the fall? It probably would have, but if, like, let's say I dashed and then I timed it wrong and he hit me, he would have knocked me off. 100%. So I guess we should have gone back there, right? Okay, we're gonna go back there. I just saved myself some fall damage though. That's cool. This mod is made for speed and challenge runners. So this mod's actually made for like just to play DS1 in a way that is not so much like reimagining the original story or idea, but actually it's just like a different kind of game with the same sort of you know, assets and stuff like that and environments that they're using. But it's probably one of the biggest remakes of the game that has ever been made. So it's kind of like if you imagine the Hollow Overhaul mod we just played, or Convergence, but for DS1. And it's made by a lot of people, like probably more people than those mods. It's the biggest team of people that have worked on a mod that I know of. And like right off the bat, even just in this demo, there's so many things that are changed in terms of just, you know, the systems and like the way that certain things can work. Even just especially the consumable items and what can actually be a consumable item, how effective they can be, you know. The style of gameplay this favors is definitely more aggressive too. Like, you're not going to be sitting and turtling blocking attacks. We already tried to do that with the boss and we just got absolutely destroyed. So it definitely is more Bloodborne like when it comes to the like the pacing, maybe even, well, I guess not Sekiro in terms of gameplay, but just the pace is a lot quicker. The online marksmans, I think that every single one, all the servers are shut down right now. Whoa! I got lifted up. Carving fork. I got lucky. Solve a nameless soldier. There's still one more item there. Do I have to go back again? Oh no. These worms are scary. And I think that with the way this is laid out too, the checkpoints might be kind of far apart. I can't say for sure because like this one was not super far from the original one we spawned at, or that we got to. I know in the base game like there is no bonfire till after that area, so we'll see if they actually replaced every bonfire with one of those wellspring checkpoint things. Is carving fork a weapon? It actually, I'm assuming it's the same thing that that one character class started with that looked like the fire poker. Yeah, it is. So this might be like a meme weapon. Ooh, that's cool. It's like a double stab. Little spin, and then ooh, that's cool. So you can do you can do running variations of the L1 and R1 as well. So I got to be doing that with this weapon. That's insane, dude. There's a jump attack. Okay, don't hate me for not using that. I'm gonna use it now. Oh, that's super cool too, man. Okay, we were missing out. We were missing out on mechanics. Because I would say using the running attacks are probably going to be the most effective if you're far away from somebody, because like everything's moving really fast in this. Even the enemies, they're a little bit quicker. So if you want to get in and get a hit in, you might have to actually do something like this. You refuse to play Elden Ring till you can turn every boss into Thomas the Tank Engine. Thomas the Tank Engine's terrifying, man. That thing was pretty good at dodging my attack there. Green Blossom. Okay, that actually makes more sense that those guys would drop Green Blossoms. Temporary boost to stamina. I think I'm going to actually use the item that increases my defense. This one. You take less damage. Oh, well, you have an iron ball too. Hefty iron ball, throw at enemies. Difficult to throw. Its weight makes targets stagger easily. So I could just stagger lock an enemy by throwing those. So we're gonna try throwing an iron ball, and we're gonna try using the dragon scale powder. Have I seen the unarmed moves? I haven't. No. I'm gonna try and see right now. Ooh, that's pretty cool too. Actually, that's very similar. I think if you use I don't know if it's the bone fist or it's just unarmed with the Vanquisher's seal, the spinning attacks. That's definitely in DS2 though. That's very similar, I think. Oh, we got some kicks. What? What is going on? That's insane. I might have to do a playthrough just like that. Have you seen what happens when you press Alt F4? Well, I was told if you press Alt F4, you unlock the secret edition of the game, actually. Oh, we get the Tachi, too. What is this? Oh, man. Yeah, you unlock the secret DLC for the game. It's called Desktop. And if you delete System 32 or whatever, then you get the infamous Void. The Abyss DLC. Oh, that totally staggered him right there. That's so cool, man. That is so cool. All right, Dragon Scale Powder from the dragons. Nice. Mr. Show, what's up, man? Also, Joe, welcome back. How are you? It's nice to see you as well. Are you ready for some shenanigans?
Strength be granted, so the world
I don't know if
might
I'm
be
ready.
mended,
We might have to actually do
so the world might be
a
mended.
rain check on the shenanigans for a second.
What's up?
So we know that these actually were really good. These Chaos Fire Bombs. So I'm going to use the Iron Ball first. If I can. I don't know if that worked on this guy. I don't think it did. That barely did any damage. Wow. Okay, so he must be stronger. Or I didn't throw that right. Something like that. I just want to get the last item and get out of there. Oh, there's two now. What? Umbrous Extract. There we go. Whoa. Oh, what? Okay, it pushed me. That wasn't me dodging off the ledge. It pushed me. It pushed me. Do a no-hit run on the demo? I might have to. Should buy the Force Quit Miracle from Petrus. Force Quit. Rip 5k souls. That's okay. That's okay. We can try to get them back and then move on. Reminds me of the time you cleaned the controller. Yeah, if anyone didn't know, there was one run that I was doing. It was new game to new game plus 7. So basically 8 playthroughs without dying on the same character. And I was on the 5th, and I cleaned the controller and fell off a cliff because I tried to air dust it, and it screwed up the run completely. I fell into like a I fell off a bridge or something, or into the water in the Darkroot Basin. How long is this demo? I have no idea, but we're gonna play it until we beat it. I want to find all the items if I can, or just, you know, find everything there is in it. So we're kind of just exploring right now. Jay Moya, thank you for the 30 months. Welcome back, dude. To the best streamer in the world. Dude, you're too nice, man. Guys are, what's the occasion? Are you going to ask me for a big favor soon? Is that what it is? It's like, yo, can I have a small loan of $2 billion? Just to get started. Just to get started on my business. That's all I need. It's like, yo, can you just give me, can you shout out my NFT for me, please? Yo, like, just promote my MySpace. Have you reset with that item? Reset with that item. What do you mean by that? Reset with that item. Can I give you my Switch? I actually don't even have my Switch right now. I'm actually letting a friend borrow it, but maybe we'll do like a rental system where you guys can rent my Switch if you want. Just think you're awesome. Honest truth. I appreciate it. I think you're awesome too, man. Everybody that's here that's enjoying this is it's pretty cool. Did I keep playing Pascal's Wager? That's the mobile game, right? I think I played it one more time after we stopped doing the promotion for it, because I actually did go on some sort of like, I think I was in an Uber or something like that. I had to Uber somewhere, and I think I played it in an Uber for like maybe 15 minutes, and then I got rid of it because my phone was filled up with a lot of space. Or the space was taken up with a lot of apps, so. But yeah, I did play it one more time. Just not for too long. I think that I did quite a bit on it, so I kind of got the idea. But I'm also not a mobile gamer. If I was, I'll be honest, man. And it's gonna sound kind of stupid, but I probably would pick Raid Shadow Legends over Pascal's Wager out of those two games that we played that were mobile. I think those are the only 2 mobile games we've ever promoted. I actually probably would play Raid, because Raid's just so much like more chill in the background. You don't have to be as focused. You can kind of just like pay attention to other stuff, listen to music, do whatever. But Pascal's Wager was really cool though. But I would rather sit down and play that, and because I'd rather sit down and play it, it's like then we could just play a PC game or something like that. So if you have like your mobile device is what you play games on mainly, that is a really good game to get. Because it does support the controller, and it is very much like a regular game. But for me, it's like more of a travel thing, right? Or if I had to entertain myself and was in a weird situation. Oh, can we escape? We escaped. We actually escaped this time. Only time I sound Canadian is when I say borrowed. Borrowed about. Out, and what What else is there? I don't even know. When V-Sweat says RNG, he says it very Canadian. He's like RNG. So he's like, yeah, you just got to use the RTS air ring, and then that's like pretty good RNG.
Let strength be granted so the world.
But he's from like a different province though. His province is very prevalent with that accent.
Squill.
Tanis, thank you for the 17 months. Welcome back, man. How's it going? Also, Max, how are you doing? I'm assuming it's in your inventory. It's the cinders remaining to go back to 12, but the cost of restarting, do you believe... You do believe that you get to keep everything, though? The cinders remaining thing. The Gwyn's pendant, is that what it is? Pendant Canadian, the last cinders, the first flame, source of all disparity. Shadows grow long as their fire fades. The pendant contents are protected by strong magic. Any attempt to reopen it will revert time back to the moment it was sealed, with only the memories and special possessions of its wearer intact. So we could use it. But, so what you're saying is you basically go back to when you originally got it? Like it undoes stuff? How's the master run? We've actually put that kind of on hold. I haven't really been playing a lot of it lately, but I do want to go back to it again because I want to get a really good PB before Elden Ring, or at least beat it if we can. It's getting very close, so it's hard to say, but I still will be playing it. Don't worry, I'm not quitting it. Like, I don't think I ever will quit it. I think I'll always do it until I get it. I'm very, very determined to do it. I just don't want to do it at the cost of burning out on just, you know, focusing on that and not having enough variety of other things, because there's so much other stuff I want to do too. We're actually at the point where there's so many things coming out that I've been waiting for. We got this. We have Elden Ring coming out. We have Gran Turismo 7. We have the Cuphead DLC in the summer. We have the Hollow Knight Silk Song. We have Dead Space Remake. We have... what else? I guess stuff we haven't even played yet that... Or we haven't played a lot of. Like, we still have more DVD to do, of course. There's going to be more updates for that, new killers and whatever. There's Bleak Faith. I want to try Bleak Faith at some point. Honestly, like, if I actually like looked into it and remembered all the games coming out, there's probably even a lot more. Maybe Mario Odyssey 2, if that's actually being released. Definitely would want to try that. Yeah, so... Did I play the network test for Elden Ring? I did. I played an hour and a half of it. So yeah, this area is looking a lot more colorful than normal, actually. The way they did the colors and the lighting looks nice. Didn't expect that to go to Darkroot. Yeah, everything's like very, very interchanged here with the environment. Just did a no-death run on DS2. Thank you for the motivational work. You're practicing for a hitless run, Fluxman. I think you could easily do it, man. If you already did deathless, you're practicing and you keep at it, you got this, man. Just definitely, I would say if you just try to lower your PB like you would with a deathless run if you're counting your deaths, same kind of fashion. DS2 especially, it's a very straightforward run. It's just about playing very methodically and by the rules that you set. The other games, you definitely need to freestyle a little bit more. That one, you don't have to do anything too crazy. You just have to really be strict with, you know, the strategies and everything, and you'll definitely get it. It's not as bad in that regard. But I wish you luck with it, man. Does this live up to the title Dark Souls 1, 2? You mean like part, like a sequel to the first one? So far, this is crazy, dude. This is very, very cool. But this is, again, just a demo. We haven't even done much yet. We're just kind of trying to absorb all the different things they've done with the systems, just how they've repurposed stuff, what certain items do, how to play well, you know. The pacing is pretty quick, too, when you really get... like in this mode and you're using a lot of the fancy attacks, like. can even use attacks to get out of the way if you want to. Like, you could get even bigger movement. So let's say I want to move all the way behind this guy. Like, I could run over here, do a jump attack, and then, like, that allows me to escape. Obviously, there's a little bit of a penalty, but that made me move even farther. And it's about the same time frame to initiate it. So there's a lot more stuff you can do. Ooh, rip. Whacked. Your master run is the content you enjoy the most. Really looking forward to me doing it again. I 100% will. But definitely some other stuff along the way. We're pretty far back here. We got to find another checkpoint, man. I want to try this weapon, though. So this character has a lot of strength. He's definitely not as high on the dex, but I bet you this weapon's still pretty good. Because I think they balanced it out for the demo so everything actually hits fairly decent. And that you don't have to upgrade the weapons. I'm not even sure if you upgrade weapons in this mod. Oh, actually, it is okay. It is significantly weaker, but wait. Yeah, it's a little bit weaker. Okay. The weapon I was using is actually pretty strong. The gap closers look awesome. Yeah, all the insane movement, dude. Like, let me see if I can. Like, see, you wouldn't even be able to get away with that in the normal game. We just did like 4 attacks within like 2 seconds, and then also escaped while there's 2 Capra demons. Killed both of them. You ever check out the Seeker of Fire mod for DS2? I haven't, but I've heard of it though. I might actually have to check that out at some point. I want to try Augur of Darkness. I couldn't get it to work though when I was trying to install it, so I have to try that again. Marivanka, you've done Dark Souls 3, no death, no Estus, and you're going for a no-hit run. And then you're going to do it with all bosses, but Ariandel's so hard. Any tips? If you type in !guide, the 4th link will be the guide to do hitless for all of DS3 with both DLCs. That should be the best example, I think. And if you have any other questions, just let me know if you watch that. But yeah, the 4th link right there. Number 1 Paladin, what's up? How's it going, man? And also Paige, if I didn't say hi to you, how's it going, Paige? Case, what's up, man? Okay, we really need to find. Whoa, actually, I just realized. Look at the building up there. So that's the church. That's the Gargoyle Church. I'm pretty sure. So we're heading up here. Like, that's a really big change, actually. I think environmentally, this is the most scrambled playthrough that there is. Like, even Daughters of Ash and Scorched Contract, they're not this shuffled up. Why is it all mixed up? It's just part of the mod, right? The mod is actually like it's supposed to be a sequel to Dark Souls 1. It's like kind of a different game, but based on the original idea. I'm gonna really quickly see if I can find a checkpoint before we go back and get the soul. Oh wait, actually it's right here anyways. So we'll run and get it, and then not die from these guys. Oh wait, the magic's gonna kill me in one shot. Get around the corner. Uh-oh. Oh, there's one. Perfect. Let me get it. Doesn't look like the enemies actually come into this area too. Maybe there's like a radius around it where they back off. I'm gonna double check and see actually. Oh no, they can chase you. They can chase you. And they can hit you. Okay. Interesting. Okay, we're gonna level. Since this weapon's hitting pretty heavy already, I'm just going to put some more health in, and then we're going to raise the dexterity too, so we can use some dex weapons a little bit, if we even find more. Any plans to do runs on Dead Space? I probably wouldn't run Dead Space, but I want to play it though just for fun. It's going well. School starts up again for you tomorrow, so you're not super hyped for that. Are you doing like a college or university program, or are you just doing like high school or something like that? Enjoying Omit League? Honestly, it's been pretty funny, dude. It's been a lot of different stuff so far. There's been some salt. There's been some really funny things that have happened. There's been some really cool things that have happened, and you know, awesome moments. And then the last match we played, my opponent was like super nice. So that made me very happy that he was having a good time and he really appreciated our match. So it's been a lot of different stuff, but I think the problems with it are going to have to be cleared up by like better organization and prep for the matches by the people that are checking the seeds and creating like the rules, right? Because for me, it's kind of hard to explain some of this stuff to people. And then I think some people think I'm part of the organization of it. I don't actually like have any say in anything, or like I didn't make the league, so I don't know when they're gonna, you know, make the changes. But if I did make it myself, I'd do it a bit different. That's all I'll say. I think a lot of people can agree they'd have their own way of doing it. Mine would be simplifying certain things so we don't have to actually like explain as much, and changing the title, changing the idea, changing the system of how you get points to make it very one-dimensional, so there's not really all these different contingencies, and that would be the easiest to understand. Because when you make tournament content, it needs to be digestible immediately. You want to be able to look at the screen, and then if you can't figure out what's going on immediately just by looking for like 10 seconds, then you need to have an information command that explains in one sentence. That's it. That's basically all you should have. If it takes more than that, it's too much to think about. People are going to start, you know, they're going to get confused, or they're going to stop watching, I think. So that is one flaw of it that I will honestly admit. And I think that will be fixed over time, but I'm not sure how simplified the rules will actually become as it goes along. Okay, so we have the Kurtana. Short sword. Oh, I'm about to die again. I gotta be careful. Football structure, quarter of the world understands it. Yeah, exactly. Well, think of like, you watch soccer, World Cup. Guy running with ball gets kicked in a net, point. Higher point wins, easy. You literally can figure that out in 10 seconds. You don't even have to know the game ahead of time. You literally can deduce that just by watching someone score a goal, or the fact there's two different colors and people are running on different sides, and that's it. Very simple to understand. You don't have to actually be that knowledgeable to get into it, but then there's a high skill ceiling for the complexity of all the plays. And that's basically what you want for competitive gaming too. The problem is though that this game's not actually a competitive game, and to make it competitive, you have to make the rules friendly to that. Okay, we got poisoned. Uh-oh.
Let strength be granted, so the world might be mended. So the world might be mended.
Good times, Squill.
I'm gonna get this sorcerer first. I see you. Blah. Oh, that didn't even hit her, but it actually staggered her quite a bit. Nice. So much punishment for the speed of the regular attacks. I played in Hollow Knight God Palace DLC. There are 4 Pantheon bosses. Yeah, I haven't played Pantheon for Hollow Knight yet. No, I was waiting until the release for the Silk Song was confirmed, and then we can kind of time it before that comes out. Because I've already beaten the main game. I just haven't played Pantheon. Also, Kaylin, what's up? Also, High Fidelity, thank you for the 13 months. Welcome back. How's it going? No, don't die. Get out of there. Our health is really low on this mod. These things don't hit really hard. Like, they don't one-shot, but like I'm dead in 2 hits on average from a strong enemy, so I gotta be very careful here. You can stagger him with that too. Nice. That was obvious that it was going to get me. Okay, let's hit him with the Chaos Firebomb. Let's try that. Or just miss every time. There we go. You got him. Kaylin, pretty good. How about you?
Let strength be granted so the world might be mended.
You don't really like the Zero Hit League, only watching it when you play. I appreciate it, and I totally understand that. And when I said yes to participating, I could foresee all of those things happening, where there would be people that would totally have liked a different type of tournament style, but they're going to just put up with it because I'm playing, and they just want to watch the stream, but they're not going to be super excited to tune in, and that's perfectly okay. I'm kind of just doing it as a thing where, you know, we're bringing people together that would normally not be playing against each other in any fashion. We'd all be doing our own thing, so I think the community aspect of it's good, but the organization needs to improve for it to be enjoyed by everybody. Or just a wider range of people, maybe. I didn't want to take off the fast mode there, damn. Okay. What a combo, man. He just did a trick shot on me. He did like a falling, like 360 no-scope overhead smash. That's crazy. Real Big Bird, thank you for the 13 months. I didn't say thank you for that already, man. I have a lot of these iron balls now. So I still want to go to where Moonlight Butterfly would be, just to see what's over there. I wonder if you can go in there too. That's pretty weird. There's a lot of, like in the background, when you look at the environment that's not accessible, they've changed a lot of the backdrop too. A lot of the out of bounds areas. And then you can see, that's Duke's Archives up there, I'm pretty sure. Which normally, if we were trying to look for it, I think it would be in this, wait, it would be, would it be to the left? I don't actually know. Maybe that's in the same spot still. I don't know if you'd normally see that there. Lots of potential for technical hiccups. Yeah, you have to pre-plan extensively for something that big with that many people involved. Like the more moving parts there on something, you need to address all the possible difficulties before you present it. So you can still have difficulties, but just not have it derail everything, right? Not have them take up a significant amount of the time where you're trying to entertain people. It'd be much higher up in the Anor Londo wall would be visible. Okay, so that it probably did get moved then to some extent. Ooh. Am I fighting this guy on the bridge as well? Or wait, sorry, that was just like a cutscene kind of thing. There we go. Oh no! Too many enemies there. Yeah, Duke's Archives, you can see it again up there. Interesting. Rolling I am, yeah. Welcome back, man. One of the hiccups at fault for you starting so late in the runs, or was that a strategic move? One of the hiccups at fault for you starting so late in one of the runs. Well, the reason that we actually started late, then we had to, if you're talking about the time where I watched the match between Ain and Hob instead of playing before them, it was because Kazoodle couldn't get the mod to work on his computer. Like, the randomization wasn't working. He had played a mod before that day, and then that interfered with the files registering properly. And then he restored from backups from a backup that was probably linked to that other mod. And it conflicted, I'm assuming, so that's most likely the case. But regardless of whatever it was, he couldn't get it to load. So that's why we started late. And then mine was working, and I had it right the first time, and then they thought I was the one that had it wrong, but actually it was him, and then I undid it, then did it back again to how it was supposed to be, which kind of showed that mine was actually registering at least, but his software just wasn't working.
1 month until 4 years old.
Oh no. Crest of Artorias. Was that a pickup from that enemy right there? Was that just granted? Soul Mass Vessel, another one, nice. Old Brex, thank you for the 47 months. Welcome back, man. 1 month until 4 years. That's insane, dude. Thank you for subbing for that long. Ethereal Ben, or Tetherial Ben. Thank you for the Prime sub. I hope you enjoy your emotes. Welcome. Just Artorias the shit out of him. Yeah, this is such a cool sword, man. That's actually a legit front flip, too. That's the Artorias front flip. I wish you could chain it. I wonder if you have more stamina if you can. No, you can't. Oh, that'd be so cool. That's one thing they should make in a mod like this, or maybe if they make a future one, is where if you have the stamina left over, if you like spec the character to have a lot of stamina, you can continuously chain things, and then maybe making some like feints or cancels as well. It'd be really awesome. Can't imagine how stressful it would be to organize everything though, so props to them. Yeah, like I said, the person that created it, Hob, he actually just had a kid, and then and it's his first kid, and he's like, I don't think he's that much older than me. I think he's probably just about 30 now. It's like a few years older or whatever. And his wife just got COVID, as far as I know. Then he got it, and also the people that he is like paying to help out with organization for the seeds and everything also work full-time jobs, and they're barely sleeping. So it's kind of just like short staff, I feel, and less of a chance to actually like look over every single problem that you could have. So if you have more people actually like involved, just verifying everything, I think that solves that problem, even if we had the same rules. So I don't blame like anybody particularly. I just think it's like a recipe for it not working out with how ambitious it can be and how entertaining you'd want it to be, right? And also, he's never done a tournament before. This is his first tournament, so it's a bit different if you've never hosted an event or anything, or have never organized anything before. Okay, I'm gonna heal with the Red Blossom. Let's do that. It's been really entertaining so far. I know some people are really entertained by it, others might not be, and that's fine. I'm participating just because I enjoy it, and I really appreciate people's patience if they are not as into the idea. And it's not going to be every day, obviously. It's only like 50 minutes, maybe like twice a week at the most. So a couple hours of the week. And sometimes it'll be quicker than that. Like that match we had, the very most recent match was a lot quicker, right? So. Okay, I'm gonna go back here again. So we got everything we need. We got the Crest of Artorias to open the door that's beside us here. And then there's still that area in the very, very beginning where we can go through the area where Bed of Chaos would be, and where you'd get the Izalith shortcut, I think. Or, yeah, right where that starts. Super confused right now, Timo. What are you confused about? Maybe I can explain some things to you. Oh, no. Usually, when in confusion, if it's something we're doing, just the title itself will explain. And then there is actually a mod command that I did not put in the title, but I will do that right now, actually. Let me add it. But if you ever notice we're playing some modified version of the game, !mod has a link to it, and then a little synopsis of actually what it does. So let me just add that command. Sorry. But yeah, title's usually the best bet. There we go. Kid and sick wife alone would overdose your stress levels. Yeah, and he's a very serious content creator. So if you do full-time content, you know it's not something that ever stops. Like there's no such thing as a time schedule. It's just whenever you can manage to do anything, you do something, and you have to consistently keep doing it, or you lose momentum and then you don't have anything at all. So it's always just constant production of something, and then you have to also up the scale of how interesting it is over time to continuously keep the people that were previously enticed further, and then entice more people and expand and grow and create a bigger snowball. So he's efficiently done that, but then this idea is just something different to his regular kind of content, so it's gonna have some hiccups, right? So I totally understand that. It's just there is ways to fix it though, and I think that they'll be realized eventually, hopefully sooner than later, so that, like, you know, the remainder of the tournament can be even better. Hob is 40. No, he's not 40. I think he's 30 right now. But I mean, yeah, if you're like 30, first kid ever, and then again, you're sick, your significant other is sick, and you're trying to get used to being a parent and also making full-time content, and also scale to the point where you can keep doing it for as long as possible, and also prep for everything coming out that's newer, and then also organize this tournament system where you're like basically responsible for dozens of people and individual players that have to be satisfied, as well as the actual entertainment factor of it with chat. It's like, it's not just a simple thing. Like, it's a lot of stuff. That's why I said, like, this kind of thing would have to be planned like really far in advance. It wouldn't just be like you just do it. And I think there's aspects to it where he kind of just did it, and now we're making up for some of the hiccups. Man, I think I'm gonna go back to this bonfire again. Or maybe I'll just try to kill these enemies in this circle here. Might be a bit easier. That time it takes to go out of the sprite mode is so hard. Hob is actually 40, no joke. He's not 40. He looks 40 though. That's not nice. I don't think Hob looks 40. I think he looks his age. I got the oldest, he'd be like 31, because I'm pretty sure he's always been about 3.5 to 4 years older than me, right? So, or maybe just 3, because I remember in order of seniority, it was always Froz was the oldest, and then him, and then me. So when we used to like do a lot of content together. He is 40. Is that like a running joke or something like that? I recently beat DS1. It was super fun. Working on DS2 right now. Super tough so far. Uh-oh. Insane beatdowns here. That didn't stagger, so only the flip staggers that guy. Not the running attack with the L1. 37 to 38. I'm actually 60. Is the whole dash iframes? The whole thing should be, yeah. Also, Little Fool, how are you doing, man? Okay, let's check out this Crest of the Artorias for a second. The enemy placements in this this small section here, it's pretty brutal, actually. Okay, what we got over here? We got a lot of different landscape. Looks a little funny, but it's definitely some different lighting too. I do want to run the Sif, but I want to wait to see what's over this area. I don't know. You guys want to go to Sif first and then do this other part after? Should just go see if we can find another boss. Looking fine for 60. I know I'm pretty good. We'll just pretend that we're 60 so we can actually be ahead of the schedule. Like how Nightfall turns dark area into day. I know, like, hence the name, or sorry, despite the name being Nightfall, it makes it more bright. Curious if the cat is there? Okay, we'll go over here. We'll see. Number, what's up, man? Number 1 Paladin. You recently beat DS1. It was super fun. You're working on Dark Souls 2. Right now, it's tough for you. It's very different, I feel. Actually, one thing I can recommend, I don't know if you actually knew this. You probably do. I'm going to assume you do, but if you don't, level adaptability. ADP is really important. So if you get your ADP to around 24, that is a huge advantage. That's going to make a big difference in the gameplay. You're going to have a lot more flexibility when you're trying to evade attacks. Because it starts you off with a very low amount of iframes. And it scales the mechanic itself with the stat, which is kind of weird. It doesn't work like that in any of the other games they've made. It's always preset, right? So because this one's not, you have to kind of make it as good as the other games are. And that's really the main difficulty when starting DS2, I think. Because you'll feel like you're doing decent, but like it'll just punish you quite a bit. The mushroom lands the final blow and destroys the dog, then runs away and tries to fight the announcer. But the announcer is not having it, so he stabs the mushroom to death. And the mushroom parent comes over and is like, "What did you do to my son?" But he's too slow, and he cannot hit me. But then I go for a flip attack, and I stagger him. He still tries to punch, but he misses. It's pathetic. I stagger him again with a flip. Now he's getting angry, so he's swinging a bit faster. But he's still too slow. He should evade his Wheaties. He misses by merely millimeters. The final blow is about to be dealt. Big Mushroom Man dies alongside his family. And therefore they will forever rest in pieces. Rip Mushroom Man, yeah. EST 2022 to 2022. Actually, I guess we'll say 2011, because the mushrooms were invented in 2011, so they had a good decade plus. Hidden Presence, nice. Favorite Souls games in order. Best to worst. If we're talking about just the trilogy, it would be Dark Souls 3, and then 1 and then 2 for me. Andy, Rip Mushroom guys, thanks, man. Thank you for the bits. I'll make sure I'll pass them on to the Mushroom family. Don't kill Sif. What if Sif isn't even here, though? The first boss we fought wasn't even a Dark Souls boss. It was literally just a new enemy. It wasn't even in the game. It was kind of similar to Taurus Demon, but like at the same time, extremely different too. So, Youth, it's going pretty good. How are you, man? We're trying the Nightfall demo right now, so made a decent amount into it. It's pretty cool. Kin of the Black Dragon. Mini Sifs. Woo! Oh no. I tried to do the front flip. Uh-oh. So we don't have much stagger on them, actually. Wonder how good a Chaos Firebomb will be on one of these guys. That's not too bad, actually. That affected multiple of them. It wasn't a bad decision. Could throw another one. Ooh, that one's shooting magic. What's going on there? Healing in this is kind of hard, though. Got lucky there. They just didn't want to attack. Oh. Ooh, okay. There's a red one. Couple red ones. These ones are a little bit easier to kill. Ooh. What is that, dude? It's like a pontiff beast, and a rat, and a donkey, and a demon. And it's fast, and it's kind of like Sif. And he's jumping, and then the sword's red, and there's a red guy still, and then there's two red guys, and they keep spawning, and I can't see, and there's lightning, and he's breathing fire, and there's a dragon, and I can't even think anymore. What's going on? That's a crazy looking sword too. Oh, he's got the Calamita, the Calamity Eye, nice. So debuffs. Bosses with debuffs are pretty cool. They don't have a lot of them that exist. I think, was that friendly fire too? Did he actually take out his own red children there? What was going on? Oh, was more of them. Heal it. Heal it. Go back in. Good. That was lucky. No! Okay, wait. That's too much fire. That's too much fire. That's not a lot of damage, though. We're fine. I need the red blossom now, but I used it already. Okay, I'm gonna use a green blossom. Oh, yeah, he's friendly firing everybody. That's kind of helpful. Uh-oh. I'm scared with this one, man. I don't know. What about the health? I don't know, man. He's definitely not as mobile as he could be, though. He's giving me a chance. So, like, there is time to heal in this, thank God. It's a little concerning, though. That actually hit this time. It didn't just iframe with the attack. He's got jump too. Insane. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. No. Bad. No, that's it. That was close. I've listened to Carnival before. I have. Someone from chat sent me some of their music. Is this track from a different boss fight? It's definitely not the original, so I can't recognize what it's from. But it's not the normal one. That was really cool. Sword looks so badass. I hope you get the sword for beating him. That'd be really nice. I wonder, is there anything over here? Just empty this time?
Let strength be
Okay, we're gonna go back,
so the
or
world
else die.
might be mended.
When is the full mod dropping? There is no actual official date, but the plan is for them to release it in the first quarter of this year, as far as I know.
Store, Dark Souls lore, give me more. Minecraft Tine or Squilla, when will you finally beat me, Gran Turismo?
Turko, I've been playing with controller to practice so I can actually beat you, and let me just tell you, GT3 Cup, endurance 30 laps, 1v1, 360 no scopes turned off, and realistic damage. Let's go. Actually, I think that's the most recent thing I did on that game with the controller that was actually okay. I think I had like a half-minute lead on second place with just weight reduction, no power boosts, and I think that race has like 5 pit stops, so it's pretty decent. I think if I play more of the endurance league, I will probably be able to beat you more often. But you were just too damn good, though. We'll definitely have a rematch. Maybe on stream, too, because I want to play that game on stream again. When the 7th one comes out, you're welcome to play some online with me if you want. I think Elden Ring's open world will be copy and paste enemy camps. So I actually played it, and it's not. Now, can I say that it will be like that for the entire game? I haven't seen the entire game, so I can't tell you that much, but from what I played, it was a significant portion of the map, and it isn't copy and paste. It's very detailed. It's very deliberate. It's so good that if you complain, you kind of actually shoot yourself in the foot, because what they're including is everything you possibly could want from like the original games they made, and then they also changed it up a little bit too. So there's 3 levels of density. You got open world, you have small dungeons, and then you have like the big dungeons, like the main progression dungeons. And then even with the open world, there's still some verticality to it. So there's no actual design elements I feel like you could do better at that point. I think you're actually catering to every single possible person, where you don't alienate any kind of preference with the, you know, the actual world design. And then you even have fast travel that is implemented in a way that's not, you know, ultra realistic. It's still kind of fantasy based. So the horse obviously is like a spectral thing. It's like an item. So you don't have to always have the horse and like dock it somewhere, put it in like a stable. You can kind of just like dismiss it. So it makes it a lot more seamless, but then you also still have like a faster way to run through the map. Obviously there's still going to be fast travel to some degree as well. So like there's so many different things they did to make sure it still flows in a way that plays kind of fast. So you're not just like running forever, right? But if you wanted to run forever, you could, and you'd probably find a lot of unique stuff. I don't know how that'll be though for the entirety of the game. I think for what I played, it was excellent. Okay, we're getting a bit greedy on this one. I should be able to get them with a front flip and a stagger. Yeah, there we go. Although that recovery is crazy, so it might not be worth it versus this one. Six cinders remain. Interesting. Is that a countdown until the demo is over or something like that? Or what? Because we started off with what, 12? One heal on this. Oh man, can we do it? Oh, that was not a good idea, dude. Oh, you know what? I should use the Dragon Scale Powder instead of the stamina, the Green Blossom. Would have been smarter. So we'll wait for it to run out. We'll use Dragon Scale Powder next. Because that'll help me take a little bit less damage. Such a crazy commitment, dude. Oh man, so it's like blue tier stone now that we got. Uh-oh. Not sure how long it lasts either. I think it already ran out. Might have only been like 10 seconds. Nice. Okay. GG. He got me. The poise is ridiculous. You missed something epic? There's been some pretty cool stuff, to be honest, man. But like I said, this is all going to be in a video anyways. And it should be on the YouTube tomorrow. So I'll put it on tomorrow morning. If we finish it, at least. We'll see. Also, there is still kicking, for anyone that was curious. There is still the kick. The kick is the same. You want a Souls game where you can roll like a Goron? That'd be amazing, actually. Is this Star Wars? It might as well be. Be cool to see a crossover where FromSoft actually, maybe not Star Wars franchise crossover, but just like the kind of genre where they do the futuristic game, sort of like The Surge, but a good version of a futuristic game. Oh no. Forgot that you can't just like dash off of the staircase there to skip it. Most beautiful voice. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it, man. I really do. I don't appreciate these dogs that are supposed to fight the mushrooms, man. What happened to the genocide of the mushroom people and the war on dog treats? What's going on here? Why are the dogs so scary? Star Wars Souls game? Something like that, where it's like a outer space, you know, different planets, but Souls gameplay. Just to see what they would do, because FromSoft's never done a sci-fi game with fantasy like this. They've done Armored Core, which is sci-fi, right? Maybe even combining those two ideas too, like the mech and the fantasy stuff. Jedi Fallen Order. Jedi Fallen Order is actually just a Star Wars game, though. I meant without the Star Wars storyline, with a FromSoft storyline that's original, not based on an existing franchise, or like even going off of it, but a whole new story that is without those characters from that universe. Would be pretty crazy. And it could go horribly wrong too, but it would just be interesting to see what their potential would be for it.
Let strength be granted, so the world might be mended. So the world might be mended.
Keep forgetting you can't two-hand. Ah, he got me. Bishop, it was pretty good. It was okay, man. I'd call it a 50-50 or so. Thank you for the 2 months, by the way. Anyone else here excited to see more Liza P? Liza P looks pretty cool, too. I forgot about that game. So that's coming out this year, too, I think. Gotta be able to save those heals for the beginning. See, that right there is also not gonna happen. Can't have that. So you can get humanity in this, too. That's interesting. Kindling. So what will be used for kindling? I guess we don't have anything to do that with yet. I'm going to pop these and level up a little bit too. Is it this year? I thought it was supposed to be this year. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Single player Kotar with Souls elements would be fun. Yeah, like just seeing them implement anything with their formula into a different genre they haven't done yet would be interesting. Turgo, yeah, it was fun, dude. It was fun. It's been a while, especially with Luke too, because Luke wasn't able to make it last time we did that trip. Brog, what's up, man? Cool. Oh, I didn't level. No. Okay, pretend I leveled and that never happened. There's a wellspring to the right of the boss arena before crossing that final bridge. That is a really good tip. I am going to take that that advice and use it. That would help a lot. I feel like I shouldn't have put the stats in the dex. I should have put more vitality. Okay, let's look for this other checkpoint here. Magic would be force powers and stuff, add different types of lightsabers. Well, I wouldn't say you would actually use lightsabers. I'm just saying something with a sci-fi genre that's from Soft, right? I'm not talking about like using Star Wars specifically, but I guess like if you're saying Kotar as if like they were using the Kotar storyline and elements, then yeah, I guess that makes sense. I kind of meant more like you could even have the formatting of Kotar, but have it be a different game still. Okay, so we have to go to the right of this this area. I wonder if because we killed the mushrooms, they have nothing to fight anymore, and that's part of the problem here. And then also for this whole wellspring thing that's to the right of the boss, the checkpoint, I don't know if it's actually near the door. It might be actually somewhere else. Yeah, it's not over here, so it's probably back across the water. Oh, we got a humanity. That's actually really good. That might actually help me a bit. So if you can kindle right away in this, if you don't need to get the Rite of Kindling, the key item that's normally from Pinwheel, then we could have maybe 10 of the effigies right away to heal with. Before the bridge, right? Yeah, I was trying to get those dogs off me too, so I was trying to not like run through here with them chasing still. I need to kill them. Let's see. There we go. Nice. Probably need a second humanity. That's what I was thinking. Just once we get enough of them, maybe we'll be able to kindle. Because we actually are not human right now, apparently. So I'm going to save this one for in the fight to heal with. Assuming that it still heals you. I'm just going to double check the actual description. So yeah, gain 1 humanity and greatly restore HP. So it should still be the same item. Fair enough, you just like Star Wars. Yeah, I can totally understand, man, that there's probably a lot of Star Wars fans that want to see that. I'm not sure if Jedi Fallen Order was that game for those people. For example, my uncle, he's a huge Star Wars fan. I got him Jedi Fallen Order. He played like maybe half of it, and he liked it, but like as a Star Wars fan, it wasn't the best story for him. And then in terms of the gameplay, if you like, I guess Sekiro or something like that, then maybe the gameplay's for you, but like me, I don't care about the story of Star Wars as much as like a Star Wars fan would. So that's not why I bought the game. And for me, I couldn't get into it as much just for the gameplay. So I think if you like both of them, then that game will be perfect. It's unfortunately just kind of short for how much you spend on it. Just gotta focus on one of these guys at a time and really just pay attention so we don't get knocked down in all the heals. So I have a lot left. That's insane. It'd be cool if like the dash attack that follows up this, like right here had iframes too. I don't think that does, but it would be awesome if it did. Ooh, that's not good. No, we don't want that. Oh no, I shouldn't have gotten into the fire there. That was, oof, that was bad. Let's use this Dragon Scale Powder again really quick before we get murdered. Oh no. Oh, we got him. 5 cinders remain. Cannot hold uncontained essence. Interesting. I might have to have some sort of container to put it in. Or like a thing to contain it. That was cool though. That was really cool. That was definitely more fun than Sif. No offense, even though Sif, I think Sif looks kind of cooler, but that was pretty fun.
It's a 5-minute walk from my house to the bar, but a 45-minute walk from the bar to my house.
Whoa.
The difference is staggering.
What? Frozen Saint. I'm trying to heal though. Dude, let me heal. Like, just let me heal. Infinite poise. Oh boy. Oh, there we go. A little bit of stagger. Still a little bit. Got a blossom. I'm gonna heal. Use that to heal. Let's wait a second. Maybe we can kill this guy back to back. Did I play Sekiro? Sekiro's my favorite game. I've gotten farther than you now, Dragoon. If you don't want any spoilers, I understand, man. But that's cool, dude. That's cool. So how long did you end up playing for? Was that like, is there a timer or a time limit for the demo? I was wondering that actually, or if is it just completion based? This guy seems like he's gonna be a pushover for the first part of this, and then he might just get scary. I'm a little bit suspicious right now that this is just kind of easy. Increases damage. I'm gonna use that. Wait, damage received? Did it say? Uh-oh. I like how those attacks are kind of like going over me there. Oh yeah, here we go. Scary mode. Oh. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Interesting. Yeah, increases damage received. Was that actually what it was? Did it say that? I read it for a second. I didn't read it enough. Increase the size of his sword. I think he just did that himself. Really want to know where the music's from? It's good, yeah. It kind of sucks though in terms of if they use music that has copyrights. There was actually one part, the third part of the Hollow Overhaul mod. There's like 2 songs in it that were getting copyright strikes. So that's the only thing that is unfortunate, but the music is really good though, for sure. There might not be the case with this. Play for 4 hours trying different classes. Cinders is a countdown like Majora's Mask. You have to reset time with Gwen's Locket. Okay, I see. So the whole Nightfall mod is like based on like a time sensitive event, sort of. You have to use that item to help you get through the whole thing. Does that mean when you play it? So we've been playing for about 2 hours now, or something like that. So that means like you'd beat the whole game in about maybe a few hours at the most. Like how long does Majora's take to beat if you beat it? Like what's the maximum amount of time you can beat it in? Like the longest it can take. Uh-oh. No, that's not good. Is this a new update or the same that was released upon first released? I don't know if it's a different update or not. It did look like there was updates on the page for the mod. If you type in !mod, it'll bring you to the website and it'll confirm that, but I'm not sure how many updates there was for this. Never beaten Majora's Mask. I never did too. I tried it for a little bit and I only got like maybe an hour or two through it. Here's some of Gwen's moves. He's kind of like chill though. He's just like, he doesn't really run around a lot. He's kind of just like strafing and just like idling, and then he just comes at you with a huge attack. I think two-handed is worth it over losing the ability to heal. I think it's necessary, to be honest. Like, you're just so slow otherwise. Also, I have a lot of souls in here. We'll try one more time, and then I might actually try to get them go back level and then do it again. I like this arena a lot, man. This is a cool area. Big fan of the snow or the sand, whatever it is. Kind of feels like a time travel fight. Don't do the thrust. Don't do the thrust. Let me heal. Let me heal. Let me heal. Okay. Ooh, that's constantly doing damage. That's not good. Don't want that. You be running. So that flip actually puts me at a height where my hitbox goes under. And that's cool. You can actually do that if you time it right. If you kind of know what attack is coming up, like you can kind of do that. I can't heal anymore. Gotta play really good now. Gotta use this stuff. He's looping. Thinking there might be like a shockwave from that there. Big finish. Beautiful. Scroll of Valor. That was super cool, man. You actually get footsteps in here, too. His footsteps were kind of weird, though. They weren't human footsteps. They look kind of like reptile footsteps. Cannot hold uncontained essence, so we still can't pick this one up. I wonder why. We get taken back here. What if we go back again? Can we? Or is that the only time? Looks like there's 2 essence orbs in this place too. There's one behind the actual statue, and there's one right here. It could actually just, it could be for demo purposes too. It might not actually be like in the final cut of the game. Maybe you can't pick these up in the demo. I'm not sure. I have no idea, but that was awesome. We will return the last wellspring, rest of that. So that does not, that doesn't take my souls, does it? So I guess the dark sign item, or the key item to warp back to checkpoints, actually doesn't take your points anymore. That's really cool. So you don't have to worry about picking up consumables like Homeward Bones. Makes it a little bit less stressful. It's a nice feature. What's with the teleport, Eben? That was just for that area, I guess. There's some, if you mean like going to that area and fighting that boss, I don't know. That was just something they implemented. So those 2 bosses back to back. Let's go try to see what's over at the, I guess where the Titanite demon would have been in the original game. Wait, can I warp too? Is there a warp list from these, or do we have to actually run? Let's check and see. Those things are kind of invisible too. That's weird. Get more of those bottles. Yeah, the actual the bottle that has the essence of the blistering demon in it. I'd imagine that's what you have to do. That makes more sense. That's crazy though. So it doesn't just give you it right away. You actually have to like capture it potentially. Yeah, you can't actually warp from here. Can I kindle right now? No. Reverse hollowing. Let's try and do that. So I'm not sure what that would do. Maybe you can play online in this mod, or there's other bonus effects you get on the stats. I should probably compare it next time I have another humanity and see if the character stats change, like resistance or defense or whatever. I know if you stack humanity on the number, on the actual counter, beside the health, that actually does increase a lot of stats. Let's try going this way. Is still the demo? Seems pretty long. Oh yeah, this is a pretty good demo, man. I'd say at least a few hours of gameplay in the demo so far, because we're coming up on 2.5 hours. So we could go down there to where the Hydra would have been, and then like kind of swing around, or I could go there from this part. Have to make it back over here though. Zakior, what's up? How's it going, man? Greetings from Poland. That's pretty far. When you reset with the Gwyn's Pendant, the bottle bosses won't respawn. Oh, okay. Interesting. So you still can go through the whole area, but you've defeated them, though, so it still keeps the like some progress, is what you're saying. Where am I from? I'm from Canada, so that is other side of the world, different continent, actually. Oh, man. I'll be honest, those giants actually scare me more in this than they do in the base game. And they're pretty similar still. They just can't be staggered by as much. A lot of the poisons have been changed for certain things. Also, it might be me, but it seems like some enemies actually dodge your attacks a bit more. The ones that can, at least. Urtai, it was really cool, man. If you type in ! Insta in chat, I put a lot of it on there. We didn't film as much as we usually would. We only filmed, unfortunately, one run. It was like the second last run we did on the second day, and that was it. So there's not a lot of footage, but I wish we had recorded. We did some sketchy stuff that I wish I had recorded, because it was definitely like a personal best for me on that hill. We did one of the hardest runs on the mountain, so that was fun, but we got some more chill stuff on the videos. If you check out the Instagram link here, I'll put it in chat actually. If anyone wants to see just updates of where I was, there you go. Do you know Ricky Berwick? Ricky Berwick. I don't know who that is. Did I finish the master run? I haven't, unfortunately, yet. Also, so it seems like over there. Actually, here I'll go back one more time just in case there's something else we can do over here. But yeah, it looks like this is blocked off. Area out of reach. So that's probably for demo purposes. They're trying to kind of gate it into just this area. You thought you missed it? No, no worries. You didn't miss it at all. But at the same time, I haven't actually been playing a lot of it, so there hasn't really been much of it at all on the channel. So you didn't really miss too much if you were watching it heavily before. I'm thinking of actually changing the route for DS2. I want to kind of shave off as much time as I can while still being effective, but it's going to mean I have to not upgrade the weapon a lot, right? I'm going to have to do like a +7 run, maybe +6 or whatever. And that's completely fine, but yeah, I want to know how much time can be saved from DS2 if we get kind of risky and see how hard it is. And then we have 2 different versions of 3 and 2 to play based on time. If we want to do the +9 or 10 on 3 we can, or we can do +6. And then same thing for DS2. I wanted to have a similar backup version that's faster in case the time is actually giving us a hard, or the time is actually part of the difficulty, right? Because you have to focus for 9 hours, right? If I could shave that down to maybe 8 even, that's a huge improvement. I just want to heal here because I don't want to die while I'm human. I want to see if there's any benefits of it. And then as I say that, so this is out of reach as well. This is where Havel would usually be. I guess they blocked off this area. It might actually just be what we played so far that we can actually go to. And then when we go back to the beginning, if we run back to the Bed of Chaos, that area is one other one we haven't done yet. Oh, that was... Dude, are you serious? Is there any boss over there in the lake? Okay, I'm going to run to the Hydra or the ladder from the other side and see what's over there. Then we're going back to the beginning. Yeah, Torch Hollows still exist. They're pretty scary. 4 cinders remain. I want to do this before the timer is up. You're skiing on a glacier in France, and you're wondering how unreal condition you have to ski 8 hours straight for 6 days in a row. Yeah, it's hard, dude. You have to be pretty athletic. Like I got gassed the first day here and there, and then even a bit the second day. It depends on the kind of runs you're doing and how you're actually prepped for it too. So like if you eat a proper meal before and then you have good hydration, you're pretty mobile and flexible, and you also kind of know how to like properly handle the runs, then you can make it less energy. You can save more energy. But to do like a run and then go on the lift and then do that for 8 hours straight with no breaks, like without stopping to eat and without just stopping in general, with just going back down over and over, you don't see a lot of people doing that. You'll see a lot of people taking breaks or going, you know, maybe to their, if they have like a hotel or like going sitting somewhere, taking like a little bit of like a midday break or whatever at least. For the first time on my second day this season, I did 6 hours straight with no breaks. We even had no food with us really, and we had water, but my 2 friends actually didn't even take a sip of water for 6 hours. That's pretty crazy. For me, I need to be drinking water all the time, and it was the least amount of water I've ever had. And I think because of that, I started getting a little bit tight, little crampy and everything, a bit dehydrated. But it is serious if you're doing runs that are a little bit harder, and if it's a really big hill too. If it takes like, you know, maybe 5-10 minutes to get down when you're just bombing it, it definitely is it's a lot harder than just going down a mini run. So Matthias, it is, yeah, the FD. The main chick, we'll say. Dude, I think I got a glitch here. I think I triggered a death cam. All right, this is how you speed run and do the Basin skip on Nightfall right here. I'm gonna show you. We're gonna do like a 360 McTwist, and we're gonna swing the weapon, and then I'm gonna save quit, and then I'm gonna beat the game right here. Watch, check it out. And then when I load back in, I'll be at the end of the game. See, look, isn't that amazing? We're at the end of the game, guys. I just beat the world record for a speedrun category that's not even existing yet. Yeah, I should have actually done that and then tried to run through the areas we already were at, just to see what would happen. I did all 3 bosses from the demo already. I was figuring we probably did most of them. I just want to check out one more area before we're done. And then after this, we're actually playing the Bloodborne demake. So if you guys don't know, someone actually demade Bloodborne. They made a PS1 version of it. And we're trying that. It's on PC. If you want to download it, it's free. So anyone that has a computer that can kind of run games, you don't really need a crazy computer to play it. It's pretty basic. But as far as I know, it contains all of the first area of Bloodborne and Gascoigne. There's a link to it if you type in !demake. And it actually looks really good, dude. Like it's basically spot on. If they were to make the game back in, you know, the early 2000s or whatever, it would probably look like that. Maybe like 90, 98, 99 or something. You can finally play Bloodborne on PC. You can, but it's extremely basic compared to the main game. Didn't know I was in the cars. Oh yeah, for sure, man. If I had the money, I would just become a race car driver. That'd be my career. But I think, like a lot of people, it's not in the cards unless you have the lifestyle you're born into, or you grind really hard and sacrifice like most of your time, and you know, just get by with that. But I definitely would like to do something in the sport at one point if there's the opportunity to, or something like that. Even on like a super basic level, even just some like some autocross or some like snow kana stuff or whatever. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, if it was in the cards, totally would do motorsport for sure. It would be pretty extensive though. Any predictions for the F1 season? So I don't keep up with F1. I used to watch it a little bit, but I have absolutely no predictions, man. I probably won't even watch most of it. I'll probably have to like watch highlights or something. But I don't really follow any kind of event other than like I casually watch Olympics here and there. And then I'll watch other stuff like here and there, like replays of things. It's kind of the same for like every sport, just casually watching the situations, not so much following the actual people, or I don't really care about their seasons or how they like turn out for their career. It's more of just fun to see the actual events. To become a racer, your parents need to sacrifice a lot unless you're born into it. Pretty much, yeah. Especially F1. F1's impossible unless you start at a really young age. But even lower divisions, like you can buy your way in like later in life, but sometimes that's frowned upon. But it is possible because the sport requires a huge budget, and if you can, you know, I guess help the team you're racing for by like investing in them and stuff like that, you could buy into it. It's just not, it's not quite the same as if you were just like as a child born into it and your parents like structured your life around that. So there is some level of you know, family carryover for a lot of that stuff. You just start out like 5 years old, yeah, most definitely, man. That's why I said if it could be that way, it would be that way, but because it might not be, maybe just do some like fun amateur stuff. Like I have a friend that literally does race on a team here and there. He does like time attack events and stuff like that for a racing team that's actually kind of more local to like where I am, and the guy that owns it, I have met him and I have talked to him about it a little bit, but I'm not sure how much money it would require and like what kind of training, whatever. But that would be the closest I could get to doing something like that, if like he was willing to accept me as part of their whatever events they do or whatever. And then I'd have to have a build for it and everything, and then that's a whole nother expense and endeavor, so you know. F1 is like golf. Oh man. Is Grasscrest Shield here anymore? It would be where the Black Knight is, right? So we have to go this other way. And we have to go to the very bottom and check. I did not check that. I think I went down, and then I didn't go down the way that... Oh no, we did go down that way, but we didn't go backwards, though. Okay, so actually, wait a second. I'm gonna get this spawn fire right here. Buying into it is the option, not into the best teams. Yeah, if the teams that need money want to accept you, whatever. There's a documentary on that, I'm pretty sure. But it's a lot of older guys, right? And like, again, some of them are really good. They work really hard to become good, but like they don't have the legacy skill. They're kind of like new skill people, so. All right, so we're gonna check and see where the Black Knight is, if he's even there. I haven't seen any Black Knight enemies. There's a lot of really hard enemies though in this. A lot of the Ulysseal dudes, the giants, and Torch Hollows as well over here. That's crazy. A lot of hard enemies. Are we done with the Master Run, or is it on hold? I'm still playing the Master Run. I'm doing a lot of other stuff around it too, because you might notice if I just grind that run, there's no YouTube content. There's no mod runs that are being done that have been released, so I'm missing out on a ton of stuff. Then I have to catch up on them because there's always new things coming out. And then there's other variety games, kind of like DBD. So I'm being taught how to play Dead by Daylight right now. And to actually really be solid in it, I got to consistently play it. So keeping up with that takes up some time too. So I think all that other stuff added on to what we were already doing. It makes it harder to play it all the time, but it's actually a good thing though. Otherwise, if I was just playing that, you wouldn't see as much stuff happen. It would just be all that run, then I'd get it, and then I could have done, you know, maybe another handful of things along the way and still had it done. And probably had more fun with it too, because it's not like constant, right? So I'm trying to just balance everything out right now. Yeah, so no Grass Crest Shield. We have two of this weapon. What happens if I put one in the other hand? I'm actually really curious. We haven't tried that yet. Okay, you just block with it. Could burn out by only doing that. Yeah, for sure. And then it's not only that though, but you're just not seeing as much stuff being covered, right? So I think the only true way to be meeting the mark for like content and stuff like that, you definitely need to be doing multiple series of things. They could still be kind of similar, but you have to have series though. If I don't have ongoing series of things that I can continuously build upon, it's not really going to help me set up for transitioning into other stuff in the future too. Okay, we got to go back, so I'm gonna homeward back to the wellspring. Did the creator of the mods get any money for this? They have been paid by quite a few people, yeah. They don't get like solid pay or anything. It's just contributions through, I believe, PayPal and, you know, kind of Kickstarter sort of stuff. But there is a huge team of people working on this. It's over 12 people. It's pretty big for a mod like this, and they've been working on it for well over a year, maybe over a year and a half. I think they said they were coming up on almost 2 years or whatever. So it would be really, really good if you could contribute to, you know, mods like this.
Is this where I park my car?
But I'm sure they have to at least get paid a certain amount to even like begin to have the time to do it. So yes, they've been compensated. I'm not sure if it's a lot. I doubt it's actually what they deserve, but they're also very passionate about doing it. And, you know, I appreciate there's people that even make mods like this, because some of it's actually cooler than the original game. Okay, we're trying to figure out... Oh, actually this way right here. We haven't gone this way yet. This is like super hidden. Oh no, we did go this way. Is the tree killable still? I think think it's been changed a bit because Wolfring, that whole section, it's over here usually, right? Darth, thank you so much for the 37 months. I think it might be, yeah. What's up, man? I was waiting for you to come back. So Moonlight Butterfly is over here. We didn't come from there though. Did we? Or was it here? That's the staircase for it. I'm trying to remember where we came from. We didn't come from over here. But there's something in that area that we have to go back through, I think. I actually can't even remember now. Just like Days of Thunder with Tom Cruise, NASCAR legend. So many talented people. Yeah, they're insane, man. And they've done other things too before. Like if you guys know Zuli the Witch, she actually has a, or I don't know. Sorry, I don't know if Zuli is a guy or a girl. I can't say. So I will say they have a channel, just to clarify for the record. Zuli has a channel that covers a lot of mods, and they've made a lot of stuff for Dark Souls 3, 2, Demon Souls, tons of videos. Amazing channel. If you like this kind of stuff, definitely have to watch it. And they're definitely working on it alongside some other people I've recognized. Stade, if you know Stade, he does the lighting for this mod, so I recognize their names right off the bat. Just got yourself one of the new Ford Broncos. You love it. It's your baby. That's awesome, dude. Nice. Well, you know what? I just got myself the way back to the beginning of this, which we needed to continue, so I'm also very satisfied too right now. Now all we need is Darth to pick me up in the Bronco so we can actually cruise through Demon Ruins in style, and then maybe fall off the cliff into lava and be eaten by Ceaseless Discharge. But hopefully not. It's on your left when you enter this area behind the tree. Yeah, I forgot when you enter the area, it's on your left behind the tree. Wait, so you're saying, when you're saying left behind the tree, you mean to get to the area where Wolfring was, or do you mean to go back? My brain gets so scrambled trying to like explore new things like this, so I'm trying to keep track of all this stuff. I think Zuli is a she, at least Lance refers to them as she. Okay, I just wanted to make sure, because like when people have names on the internet, it's very hard to tell sometimes unless they just explicitly say so. And you have like an alias or whatever. Also, if you don't use Facecam, you don't have like dialogue or commentary. I don't think I've heard Zuli speak before, so. Or what their preference is as well. Okay, we're gonna skip down here. Oh, I can't. It doesn't let me. It's the safety features. Oh no, I'm gonna fall. No, never mind. Oh no, I'm gonna die. Oh, saved your life. Oh, what will I do? There's Capra Demons. Oh, too bad. You're staying. For anyone that didn't see that earlier, you can actually be safe if you try to dodge off a ledge. It'll just bring you back to it. Want to believe that Zuli is an ancient reptilian. That would make the most sense. Most streamers are, so I mean, that fits the bill for sure. I wasn't fortunate enough to be of that bloodline, otherwise I'd probably be a lot better at this, but I know quite a few that are, so definitely helps. 3 cinders remain, so we don't have a lot of time left on this. But apparently we beat all the bosses. I'm just going to double check and go through the area where Beta Chaos is, because we haven't seen that yet fully. How's the mod so far? Dude, this is insane. This is way different than I thought it would be. I'm actually surprised. The last few times we played a mod for a game, I've watched the trailers and everything. I've kept up with the information, and I still get surprised because I assumed it would be a bit different than this. They changed a lot of stuff already, even just in this demo. Especially the way that consumable items work. Like, you can have consumable magic, dude. Like, look at this. Soul Mass Vessel. So even though I don't have a lot of intelligence, I can't spawn a bunch of them, but like if you're going to use Soul Mass, it's just an item. Isn't that crazy? And then all these... Oh, is that a parry or a guard break? That made the guard break sound. Also, it kind of looks like there's combat mechanics when the blocking was shown in the trailer. Like you could actually like do like parries with your blocking. I don't know if that was me misinterpreting it. So there might even be some things I missed in this. So if anyone watches this when it's actually uploaded, or even right now, just put in the comments or the chat like if I missed anything that you know of. Because 100% I did. I probably didn't find every single thing. Also, apparently killing this guy crashes the game, so don't do that. It has the tendency to have some problems. Okay. That is super close to killing me. That's not good. How do you know you're done? The demo? I'm not sure it tells you. I think it's one of those things where they just restrict certain areas and you can just play as much as you possibly can, and then you know you've found quite a lot of items. You probably killed the bosses because all the areas are empty, you know? Or you're seeing a lot of the same stuff. Alpaca, it's great, dude. Overall, I think it's awesome. I recommend this to everybody. If you have the ability to play the mod, definitely play the demo. Unless you want to save everything for when you actually get the full thing. But this is definitely making me look forward to it. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make it across that last stretch there. Usually there is a bonfire. So that's the only way I can see us making it through this part, because that final stretch is pretty long. I'm going to try a Blossom just to increase the stamina, and then we don't have any more. Oh no, we do have Dragon Scale Powder, so we can use that. Oh, I can't use that though, because I used the stamina. Okay, we'll try this first. If this doesn't work, we'll come back. We'll use the Dragon Powder. Oh, just barely, man. Oh, there might be one more too. I might have been wrong. I think there's actually another section too. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know how this is gonna work out. Oh, it's only this part right here. Okay, that's not too bad. It's very close though. You could easily die on this. And if we didn't level the health, we actually would have already been dead right there. If we did this sooner. So I think we'd have to use that item. And if it works from the environment, that's really good. That's probably the only way you could get across there with that health. Do you need to pay for this mod? No, it's free. Every single mod for the game's free. But you can if you want to. You can support the creators of it. Falling down here would not be good. Hope this helps the fall damage. Let's see. Nope. I'm gonna have to use that earlier in the area. That was pretty bad. We have other armor. We can actually boost the fire resistance. Let's just do that. That's way smarter, man. Like, what are we even doing here? Let's just boost the fire resistance. So scratch what I said before. This would be the smarter idea, and then you use that other item in case as a backup plan. If you want to survive the fire. Do you not have any of those items that slowly regen health over time? I use both of them. I think I only found 2 of the red blossoms. I think you could farm them though. Like, I'm pretty sure they dropped, right? Well, one of them I did pick up straight off the ground. I can't remember if the other one was just an item or I dropped it from an enemy in the forest. Math, what's up? How's it going? They dropped from those dogs. Okay. Well, there you go. Do you download VODs for YouTube videos, or do you record them, stream at the same time? There's a lot of different stuff I'll do. So if I'm trying to re-render it for a longer video that would require editing, then I have to download it, and then I have to re-render it, and then I have to export it after that's done. And then for some stuff that's shorter, I don't have to re-render, so I could just export. Just heavily depends, though. Like what we're actually doing. Oh, wait a second. That was not good. Still almost died right there. How big are the files for this mod? This is like a gig, I think, or 1.5-ish. Wasn't too much. Maybe I'm wrong about that. It was much less than the actual game itself, because I think the base game is like 8 gigs, right? But yeah, some of the mods can be pretty big. This one's just a demo. I'm sure the full thing will be different. Oh, no, that's not good. We don't want that. Oh, for the long videos. So a 14-hour video, so I recompress too. So I re-render and compress them. So with the compression method I'm using in the encoder, it would actually turn it into a pretty decent file size. It'd only be like 100 gigs or something like that. Whereas uncompressed, full quality with rendering at best possible bitrate would be closer to like 300 gigs maybe, or more, something like that. Depends on how long the video is. If it's like 14 hours, that's, you know, something that's different. But the formula for the channel is long form content being more dominant, so I definitely need to have that set up that way. Like, most people would stretch out an idea as long as they possibly can and make, like, you know, 20-minute videos. Like, I could, but then if you think about it logically, if there's 14 hours or like a 30-hour mod, I'm going to be releasing things forever. It's going to be for like months of just, you know, 20-minute sections, which just does not do it justice. And I'm not a fan of cutting out a lot of the moments just to make an edit of it, because for a playthrough on something that is, you know, a redo of a game, I want you to see the full playthrough. I want you to see every single moment, all the mistakes, all the, you know, the cringiness, the bloopers, the good things, maybe even some moments that aren't really that exciting at all, just because that's the actual raw playthrough, right? And then for something that is more explanatory of a specific idea, then that would be better for an edit, right? So I think people have different methods on things. Like, for example, it's not uncommon to see, I was having a discussion with my friend about this recently. You'll see like, oh, I did this run, but it's only 20 minutes long, and they took 3 hours of content, they edited it. So there's no proof they actually did what they're saying. You can't verify it, but you just have to take their word for it. And the more impressive the idea gets, the more skeptical you'll be of, like, did it actually happen? Because there's no proof of it happening in that video. It's just a bunch of cuts of it, right? So I need to actually have reputability. I think if I'm going to claim a big idea, it's got to be the full thing. And also for the mods too, I like to have the full idea. Just because that's what I would want to see from somebody. I'd rather watch that myself. But it depends on what you're doing. Don't mind long VODs. You get to pause or skip around. Yeah, exactly. If it's not for you, you don't have to watch it. No one's telling you have to. So it's your choice anyways, right? It's all up to you. That actually kind of scared me. I thought we used the item for a second. What's the Umbrus effigy? It's the same thing as using Estus, but the thing is, so you'll notice I can't use it right now. It won't work. So we're in sprite mode. When you two-hand your weapon, you go into sprite mode, which makes your movements faster, and then you have extra attacks for your weapon, which I can show you once we get to safety. So it makes the combat a lot quicker and a little bit more dynamic with what you can do. And then in the slower mode, you can heal. So you have to actually commit to going back to being slow if you want to heal. And then the penalty is like a good 3 or 4 seconds that it takes to get out of that mode. See, the part of the actual playing Nightfall, part of the mod is actually balancing when you choose to be quick and when you choose not to, and if it's even worth staying in that form, because a lot of the stuff's kind of quick pace, so you're going to get punished if you're not able to switch out of it fast. So doing that could be, you know, the difference of winning a fight. Like, you could get killed just in that moment. Whereas going into it actually is very, very short, you'll notice. It's like maybe a third of the time. Claude, good luck, dude. I would just not take it too seriously, man. Just have a discussion, see what happens, see where the direction of the discussion goes. But good luck, though. I'm not sure. I don't know what the circumstances are of your situation, so hopefully it goes as well as it can. All right, right here, fall damage. Will I die? Maybe. But I'm going to use one of these. Just the question is, do we use it right away? Because there's still that one last stretch. I'm probably not going to survive if I don't use this. And the easiest place to fall is right here, actually. Yeah, it's not too bad. Okay, we're fine. Rising Sun Hill. You like me. I do like you. I hope that stays that way. That'd be really cool. Okay, there's no checkpoint here at all. It's empty. You can access this area. You thought it was impossible. In the mod or in the regular game? I'm assuming you're talking about like the actual mod for the game, right? Is the demo bigger? Well, this is the last area that I actually have to go through, so we'll see how big it actually is. We've made it to the boundaries of everything else. I've killed 3 bosses, so we'll see what happens. See, oh, that's crazy. So yeah, you're gonna need items to get across here, and you're gonna need fire resistance armor as well. I don't think you can actually do that with without actually planning for it. Oh, maybe this is the end. Okay, now we're gonna try to find a skip. Let's. That's an interesting thing right there. Okay, no, guys, don't worry. I got this. We just have to do the magic passcode, which is a combination of gestures and spinning the camera. And then I got to get naked. And then I got to do a flip attack. Wait. 1 second. And then I have to say please 4 times. Please, 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 please. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. It's broken. They lied to me. Enjoying it so far. I think we just beat it, man. I think we did everything we could. That's about it, man, for the mod. As far as I know. I only said please 3 times. No, I didn't. You lie. That was 4 times. You're not in this location yet. You thought you beat the demo with that frozen boss. I think you actually did. This place is blocked off by these enemies, so I think that's it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Again, I heavily recommend you checking this out if you have a PC and you can play mods for Dark Souls Remastered. Check out Nightfall. Here is the link to it in the chat. It'll be in the description of the video as well. And again, if you're watching this on YouTube, please comment anything I missed in the entire mod so I can find it next time. And maybe comment anything you liked that you saw or anything that you thought looked cool or could be improved or whatever. Just your opinion on it. And I'm going to take a break really quick. And we're going to play the Bloodborne demake next, which is basically Bloodborne made in the style of PS1. So it's kind of like a PS1 game. It's very, very basic. Looks kind of funny, but I'm excited to try it though. So give me about 5 minutes and we'll switch over to that. In the meantime, here's the Twitter to know when to go live. Here's the YouTube. And here's the Instagram as well. And I will be right back. Put on some music for you guys. I'm gonna find better music. There we go. This is epic.